Oh, I'm back. I'm totally back. And they're just the slavers are just okay. They're finally leaving. So obviously none of us were turned into slaves. Big plus there. Uh, nice. It's only been an hour. It's getting super hot in my office. These lights are too bright. Um, they're LEDs too, but man, they really put out a lot of heat. All right. So everybody go back to town. What happened to the mercenaries? It's it's like they never made it here, or this is them. I'm pretty sure this is them. Can I talk to one of these guys? Because there is a thing. There's like a dialogue where you can ask people. I don't know. I bet they'd come running if one of us were to be attacked, but I don't. Homie, don't play that. I guess that's a clown, by the way, from an old TV show. Homie the clown. It was a funny gag. It's from Mad TV. Right. So, anyways, not everybody's back yet. I'm doing something in another window. There we go. Okay. Don't drink and drive, kids. Yes, don't. All right. Who sent that? Okay. All right. Everybody's back. You're on the clock. All right. Everybody goes back to work. Society functions anew. Probably the only thing we lost was production on swords. So, that's good. What are you doing, Will? Who's trying to fight you? Okay, everybody is going down here. Everybody's overreacting to Will being threatened. No. Zumi, what the fuck? There is a threat somewhere down on the floor. No. Don't go anywhere. No. Okay, I'm going to have to put everybody on passive. And turn off their job. Because I don't... Who's the threat? Who is Will's threat? And the big one's getting flashed at now, too. But from where? Hello? Ma'am? Or sir? What is this? Oh, it's a noble right here. These fucking cunts are the cuntiest cunts in the whole goddamn cunting Kenshi. This dude right here. The cuntiest cunt in all of cunty Kenshi. Just saying. Man, it'd be nice to have a turret right up here so I can fucking just like empty them into him, right? It does not look like we're under threat anymore. Everybody go back to work. Save game. We'll avoid those nobles, right? They're so bad. If they decide to come out of their house while you're standing outside of it, you're their enemy and they're gonna kill you, and all their guards will cut you down and feed you to your mother in the worst kind of way. This is delicious chai. Okay. I had a tweet of mine liked by Katerina Macario, who's a footballer, if you don't know who she is. It's the highlight of my life, really. Except for being married, having a dog or two. I got a new dog just the other day. That's nice. But also Katerina Macario. I mean, come on. She's a U.S. women's national team footballer. She's coming into her own. I mean, she's young. She's just out of college, and I think she left college a year early as well. But I think we're about to see these nobles fight these mercs. But she just played in the Champions League final. She's a very talented young lady. And I pay pretty close attention to women's football for what it's worth. Not a whole lot. Oh, what the fuck? Who's this? Is this one of the fucking Emperor slaves? Okay, that was useful for you. I don't think we researched imprisonment, so we definitely don't have any cages about. Interior? No, we can't imprison that slave, so she's just gonna get up, get stabbed, fall down. Okay, that was a good use of everyone's time. Could I throw her off the plateau and into the water? I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised I haven't tried this yet. Big one? Where did I go? Come here. Alright. We're going to stand as close to this edge as feasible. Alright. Alright, and then we're going to put down. Ah! Oh, that was great. Oh, she's gonna drown now. Oh, that was great. Turns out I could just throw corpses off the cliff. I say corpses. That person wasn't dead. I just murdered them. Rip. I murdered a slave. To be fair, she was being very aggressive. I don't know why though. I don't know who she belonged to or anything. So I just threw her off the cliff, and now she's probably drowned by now. No, she's floating. What's up, Gecko? Oh, this is not looking good for you. I think this one's gonna be the one that did it. I mean, that one probably hurts a lot, and so does that one. This is gonna be the one that really does it. Though actually, it looks like you're gonna die of the chest wounds first. I mean, it is 2 shots, to be fair. But there are worse ways to die, you know, than floating in a beautiful acid lake. Actually, are there worse ways to die than floating in a lake of acid? Didn't we decide that is the worst way that you could die ever? would be in a lake of acid? I think it was. Let's see if there's anything going on interesting today. Let's see. She's dead. Gecko's dead, ladies and gentlemen. She died from the chest wounds, so. I want to see the news. Yes, thank you. Oh. Okay. First time in history, cancer vanishes for every patient in drug trial. Wow, the first headline I saw today was not awful. Wow, that's amazing. We're about to finish this farm. Excellent. Absent. Farm number 2. You're good to go on it. That's hot, right? Pretty soon, before you know it, we'll be producing so much wheat straw that it'll be like a wheat straw party. And you know what they say about wheat straw parties? No, I got nothing. It's wheat straw. It's not entertaining. 18 rectal cancer patients were given the same drug for 6 months, and as a result of the treatment, cancer was completely obliterated in every patient. Okay, that's nice. A small 18 patients took a drug called Dorstarlimab for about 6 months, and every one of them saw their tumors disappear. Per the New York Times, patients involved in the clinical trial previously had chemo, radiation, invasive surgery. Okay, well, that's interesting. It's a positive headline. You know, any sort of like net positive on fighting cancer, I guess. Cancer is really weird, right? Because like you go look at cancer, it largely occurs in people over 40 years old, and it strikes me as you ever seen one of those episodes of like Stargate or Star Trek where it's like, we only live for 100 days, and it always ends up being like some alien tampered with their DNA to, like, I don't know, improve the evolutionary process. Who is missing here from Orkana's machine? It's Mert Seko. Or no, it's Wilzip. He's having a nap. Dude, you have a job. Thank you. Where is Murdy? Oh, he's over there. And you know, the sci-fi show is like, oh, we only live 100 days, but they're the greatest 100 days. That's what cancer is, basically. It feels like some alien meddled with us for the purpose of making sure we didn't live too long. Other major news articles. Let's see. More than 800 people across the United States have been charged in the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. Blah, 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 blah. Ranging from low-level misdemeanors to felony seditious conspiracy charges. It's the largest prosecution in the history of the Justice Department. AG Merrick Garland has vowed to hold accountable all January 6 perpetrators at any level. At the U.S. House Committee investigating the attack, a series of public hearings to detail criminal cases stand. People in practically all 50 states, former cops, U.S. military veterans, 5-time Olympic swimming medalist. Okay, that's interesting. Who? Olympian Keller, charged with taking part in Capitol riot. Kelty Keller. A video emerged that appeared to show him among those storming the building. Blah, 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 blah. So they're going to get like a misdemeanor then. Kelty Keller. I've never heard of this person, but I don't really follow Olympic sports at all, I'll be honest with you. It's just not really of interest to me to swimming or gymnastics. Do we have another bot? I didn't notice it. I kicked a bot, Axel. But there's always bots around. Okay, that's interesting. I don't want to dwell on that. I'm just reading the news, you know. Keeps me entertained. Gives me something to talk about. Because we're just kind of grinding away here, waiting to get these farms up so we can start making food. And once we have the food going, we'll start making fabric. And once we have the fabric going, we'll start making armor. And then we'll have clothes and armor and food. And then we'll actually be like to the point of like, I don't know, is that mid-early game? It really depends on who you play this, right? A lot of people play this like mainly as a squad RPG, and bases are like secondary or tertiary importance for them. For me, I play this like largely like an RTS. I've been playing it a long time too, so I feel like I have it down. Let's see. Oofdale massacre coverage. I can't even read more of that. That's very interesting. If you go look at the Oofdale thing, and I don't want to dwell on it, but because I don't really want to talk about the politics part of it, though you're free to if you want. The narrative that's come out that appears to be the most factually based is essentially that, we'll summarize it rather than specify events. It really seems like the police in this case really failed to do any of their duty, and delayed and let people be killed. That's what it looks like. I won't claim that's like conclusive or anything. Obviously this is more complicated than that. How did Will Zapp's arm even get hurt? Did anyone notice that? I didn't. Let's see what else. OnlyFans say it's not seeing Netflix-like slowdown in subscribers despite rising inflation. Okay, but Netflix's subscriber change don't have anything to do with inflation. So, what? Why would that situation be described in that fashion? Netflix's subscriber slowdown is because their content sucks. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that, including Netflix. They've got like 2 shows that people want to watch, and their prices keep going up and up and up. So, I mean, they're not really a viable business model anymore. They were before. All right, here's my hot take. Netflix and Tesla are the same company, right? They both started out revolutionized/innovated in an industry, making a lot of uproar and disruption in the market. And they both had an interesting product that was unrivaled by competitors for quite a while. But then something changed. In the case of Tesla, the incentives and market has changed, and now Ford and GM and Chevrolet and Daimler Chrysler are all building electric cars that are equal to or superior to the Tesla. And in the case of Netflix, Hulu, Paramount Plus, etc., Amazon, all these other streaming services have popped up, and all of them have content superior to or equal to Netflix. And so it's being priced out of the market as like a luxury item that no one wants because it's not as good as the next over luxury item. I mean, I don't think Netflix has been worth watching in like a decade, but when Netflix was first coming up, like when it first transitioned to selling streaming services at all, uh, it had all the Hollywood movies that would have gone to like Stars or HBO or whatever right away. Like, so if a movie was about to show up on cable television, well, pay cable television like HBO, it would show up on Netflix at the same time. And so all the first appearances of movies viewable at home were basically contemporaneous with DVD releases of these films. And Netflix was perfect for that. But then they lost that deal. Like, it expired and they didn't want to pay to renew it. And they haven't been worth watching since, in my opinion. That's the end of the chai. Spicy. Delicious, delicious chai. I'd say chai tea, but that's redundant. Do we still have a bunch of food? Did everybody eat all the meat wraps? I think they ate all the meat wraps. You like your meat wrapped? Yes, I do like my meat wrapped. How many swords do we have? Oh, Nerg, are you stuck? Nope. Everybody's waiting in line to take a bench. They're like, oh, benches. I love those. Jules carrying around a couple extra swords as usual. Oh, how are you doing, Amada? Have you been moving your swords? Amada? Oh, I see. Okay, you're just working over in the corner. Sure. What's in your inventory? A couple swords, I can tell. Looks like she might be reaching to refitted blade at that point. That's, pretty good for her. Just gonna have her put there. She just started, She's new. It's her first day. It's not quite her first day, but it's like her second day. She's already up to Weaponsmith 31. She's got a future here, man. She's got a future here. All right, well, I need to take these swords into town and sell them. Anybody want to buy some swords? So I think, realistically, this is going to give me about 10, 15K. I should probably go get some research books and try to get Izumi back into the saddle, because she's just been sitting around doing nothing for a while. Because she doesn't have any research to do. Oh. Huh. I think these are my mercs. I really think these are my mercs, and those slave traders are just like, the town resident button. Just kind of generics. And it's weird that they're my mercs, because they won't go up into the base at all. You'd think they would at least, go up there. Maybe if I had a wall. Hello, sir? Am I too late? There doesn't appear to be anyone working there. Oh, here he is. Sorry, I didn't see you, sir. You were very small. You're a very small, sir. Selling. All right, that's 30K, so that's way more than I thought. So, yeah, okay. We're gonna have a run here. We're gonna go to Black Scratch, see if we make it. Big One's pretty quick, but the question about whether Big One makes it to Black Scratch will be whether he glitches out on a rock and I forget about him and he dies. Mother charged after Florida toddler fatally shoots father. Oh my God. A 2-year-old boy fatally shot his father in an accident after finding a gun, and the boy's mother is now facing criminal charges. Reggie Mabry, 26, was fatally shot last month while he was playing a video game. The gun was fired by his 2-year-old son in the home Mabry and his wife and their 3 young children share in Orlando. The gun was not properly stored. In fact, it was easily accessible even to a 2-year-old, and the result is a tragedy that no one in this community can really comprehend. So the kid go into the bedroom, get the gun out of the drawer, bring it out, and shoot somebody in the head. Aliyah, 28, was charged with manslaughter by culpable negligence, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. Okay, that's one that's really going to get you. Possession of ammunition by a convicted felon, and that's the separate crime? Okay, that should not be a separate crime. Possession of a firearm by a felon and possession of ammunition by a felon, those are bullshit for a number of reasons. Number one, that shouldn't be a separate crime. Number two, if you're a felon and you have gotten out, you have finished your sentence and your probation, then you should not be restricted from any legal rights. That's the whole point of having a judicial system. All right. They've been on the probation for child neglect and narcotics. Oh, Jesus. Okay, well, it's Florida, so narcotics charges could literally mean anything from, like, straight up heroin to, like, somebody got caught with a little weed. Hey, what is up, Thanam Balak? Thanam _ Balak. That's what I'm going with. How are you? Thank you for joining us, or at least stopping by today. I always appreciate when people stop in and say hello, because otherwise I just die of boredom. Like, really. I mean, I'm trying to keep myself entertained here, people. I need to be stimulated a little bit. As you can tell, I will talk for all day. I will just talk and talk and talk. I was reading an article, Thanam Balak, that was an AP article about a 2-year-old toddler who found an unsecured gun in their house, came out into the living room where their dad was playing video games and shot him in the head and killed him. Yeah, it's a fucked up story, right? Are you glad you asked? All right, so Big One's got to wait until the shop opens, because we're going to go to this shop, and then there's another shop over here we want to go to. Oh, be careful. You can that door is open, but they're not actually open. It's not real. Yeah, what a story to walk in on. Yeah, I know. I tend to, after I've rambled for a good hour and a half, which I have already today, I tend to end up rambling about news stories because otherwise I run out of things to ramble about. I'll revisit Kenshi in a second. Once morning comes. Got another game hour. Goodyear to recall RV tires 19 years after the last one was made. What? What's the life of a tire, though? It's like 40,000 miles. That's weird. I'm not to defend Goodyear, because if they got to recall it because they made defective tires, they got to recall it. But are they in use anywhere? All right, it looks like things should be open now. Hello, sir. I would like to purchase your entire supply of science books. What do you got? You got 22. And we've got 30K. Now, these are 5K, the ancient science book artifacts. Yeah, let's buy one of those, and let's buy the rest of those. And then we do need some cotton, because we don't have enough to, like, start our first farm. And cactus is always nice, too. Look at my cacti. My cacti is amazing. Let's go to the other shop. Let's buy this one, too. I mean, we got all this money, and we're minting money up there by making katanas, right? So we'll go here, and we'll see what you got. Hello, sir. Now, I could get a new backpack here, because the age of the wooden backpack is kind of over for me, because I'm now selling swords instead of, like, iron plates or something. $3,000 for a backpack. Should we get a backpack? Yes, you should. Okay. All right. I bought the backpack. Ooh, storm goggles. I have a hat. This is cool, but I don't need it. Map of the shack. Sure, I've got extra money. I love maps. Tech Hunter. If you were bored, I can tell you about a mod that I uploaded to the Steam Workshop. What Steam Workshop mod have you uploaded, sir? I am interested. I'm not bored so much as, I'm just playing the game, and there's a lot of slow in this game. And I'm going to get all these maps that I don't know the location of, because I like having the locations on the map, even though I know the map really well, so I know where most stuff is. The Holy map, good. Engineers map, great. Hats, I heard you like hats. I already have the recipe for this hat. I believe this is a ball gag? No, it isn't. Okay, it's a hive shirt. Whoa, holy shit, look at those longs. All right, we'll get the rest in these books. All right, and then there's a bunch of books in here. We're going to keep this backpack by giving it to someone else. We'll see. All right. Oh, how heavy is it? Oh, we're super heavy. Let's read all these maps. That'll take a few kilograms off. It did not take any weight off at all. Okay, yeah. What if we put this backpack in this backpack? You can't do that, actually. It's not possible, it turns out. But you can put books in it. Let's take that out. Let's take this out. Let's open this. Let's take all this stuff out of here. That will fit. Let's switch bags. Let's open the bag. Put all this stuff in that bag. Stuff weighs less in a bag for some reason. I don't know. Is that science? Sounds like science, right? So you have a hat mod. Is that what you're saying, Thonam Balak? You have a hat mod? I'm into hats. Um, how do you make them? Are they made of cloth? Can you construct them? Are they made of leather? Are they leather daddy hats? I beg your pardon. I'll put those all in there. Right. It's probably there's a couple more transfers I could do, but that's a pain in the ass. So I'm not doing that. We'll go back to town. We're very slow, so we bought too much stuff. We may not make it. We'll switch bags again. Open bag. Let's take this all out. I'll look at your mod in a minute, man. I'm going to save the game and look at your mod, because I like hats. And, I like being engaged on this stuff, too, so I'll look at it. So, hold on. He's down to 64. This hat, this bag fucking trading is unfortunate, though. It's really clumsy. Okay, though I have now completed the bag trading. Oh, God. Oh, okay. Well, he dropped quite a bit away. He dropped like 30 pounds. He doesn't actually seem like he's getting faster, but... Oh, all right, Thonam Balak. I made a mod called Vampire Outbreak. It adds a vampire race and faction that runs around creating havoc. I spent like 2 days and got the vampire faction finished. Then as I was going to upload it, the Steam workshop crashed. Oh, my God. It's only like 0.05 because although the vampire faction is more or less done, I haven't done the vampire hunter faction. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, it sounds like you've got some further visiting to do on it. It's just a faction in the game? Like, where are they from if they're vampire? Oh, God. This is Reavers. When did we save last? Reavers. We're nowhere near any sort of... Oh, well, this is Black Dog, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think the Black Dogs are going to protect us. I can't believe we ran right past it. And he's dead. He's dead. Okay. How far back is the quick save? So do they have like a vampire base? Right? Because like the Dust Bandits have a base, right? Okay, where did those Reavers come from? That's them right there. Let's just stop where we are. Just hit the brakes and they'll fly right by. I've got to test a lot more to tune the spawn rate so they don't appear constantly while not being too rare. Do your vampires only show up at night? This is an important question, obviously, because they're vampires. Do your vampires... can your vampires cross water? I feel like that would be impossible to mod, but I could be wrong. I don't know anything about modding the game. Let's see, what else? Do your vampires transform into bats or wolves or other creatures? I'm not really a vampire fan. I'm just throwing out like vampire tropes. See how much you've included. Do they show up in mirrors? That's probably not really in game. Oh, can they feed on people? Of course, that seems relatively important. If they can, do they get the same nutritional value from Greenlanders, Scorchlanders, Hivers of various types, and Shek? Because that's interesting too, right? Like, it seems like a Shek, for example, should be a lot more nutritious. It seems like the Shek should be a lot more nutritious than... we made it back this time, though. Whew. All right. It seems like Shek should be more nutritious than a Greenlander. Am I right? I think I'm right. Greenlanders, they're the average. They're the default human character in like Fallout or well, can't really play any other races or anything, can you, in Fallout? I actually don't remember. It's been so long, but I don't think you can. You always play a specific character, even though they were only voiced in the most recent one. Who should we give this backpack to? The problem is that whoever has it is just going to overload themselves anyways. Let's give it to the water bearer here, Arita. And the vampires do cross water, as well as going around in the daytime. I'd make them spawn only at night if possible, but you can't. As for eating people, think they can do so. Oh, right, cannibalism is in the game. Duh. They have a lot of dialects too. For instance, if they eat you, they make dialogue noises. Aw, that's disgusting. Well, it sounds like you put a lot of work into it. I'm gonna have to check it out. Knowing that you still have a lot of work to do, I'm reluctant to install it right now. But maybe I'll do like a Kenshi experimental day one day and try it. Is it just called Vampire? It's called Vampire Outbreak. Vampire Outbreak. It sounds like a good twist, especially for a game that's been out a real long time and probably needs some fresh, funny things. They have lots of dialogue. Oh, if they attack a town, their war cry. What is a vampire war cry? Is it like, yes, I want to suck your... It's blood, really. I'm not into any other weird shit, you know. I mean, I don't want you to think I'm just a vampire, not some sort of pervert. Right. So Absinthe's going to have 4 farms, finally. The question is, should we go up to 8, right? What are we going to feed our people? Are we going to feed them bread, or are we going to feed them dust witches? Oh yeah, we dropped off all these tech books. We can find out right now. Okay, one of the things that I've neglected to do here is I need 2 cacti. Look at my cacti. My cacti are amazing. And I need 2 cotton. I think that's what you need to open the researches of those things. Yeah, cactus farming, cotton farming. And we're going to need cooking. We're going to need desert cooking. We're going to need advanced cooking. The reality is I actually don't need grog or rum, right? Because your username on Steam Workshop is Team Fortress 2? Yeah. That's hilarious. Why would Valve let you have that name? I don't really need to make any liquor because I'm selling swords. So iron plates 3, that's huge. Let's do that. Ore drill. We could do powered stone. We'll do weapon grades 5. That's huge. We don't really want to move up to the next bench. So we're not going to do that. We should do clothing manufacture. We should do hats and headgear. We should do simple clothing types. I would say leather armor crafting, but you'll link it in a whisper. Okay, that's fine. I don't object to that. You could. I actually don't think you could put the link in chat because I think Twitch has that disabled. But I don't get enough activity that's actually a problem for me for what it's worth. It's not like I'm having people dump tons of links in my chat. Batteries, battery power, but I'm pretty sure that's like I don't know. What's the word for manners? Like, you know, it's good manners on Twitch to not post links in chat or something like that. I don't know. I'm not huge on Twitch. I watch a lot of Twitch, but the Twitch culture stuff I don't really pay much attention to. Well, we need fabric manufacturer because you can't make clothes without actually having fabric first. Oh, imprison it. And makeshift walls, and that's it. We've burned through all the books. Holy fuck. Is this a level 2? It's a level 3 bench. Is there no tech unlocked there that is ancient science book tech? This is ancient science book, yeah, and that is 2 of them. Oh, that is 2, huh? We're not ready to do this because you have to have fabric to make swords with advanced weapon swimming, and it fucks up your. You have to build the bench, obviously, but it makes it. You can make these cartoon swords. You can make these cartoon swords with and without fabric. View page. I clicked your link. It's the eating thing is your logo. That's a good choice. Oh, there we go. So wait, is your username really Team Fortress 2's workshop? I don't understand how you can have the username Team Fortress 2. If you ask me what my biggest regret for this is, it's that you can't manually eat people that are downed or dead once a vampire is in your squad, so they eat regularly. You can't manually eat people that are down or dead once a vampire is in your squad. I'm not sure I understand that. You can have any username on Steam. I know, but this is like having the username Valve, right? Like Valve Official. Like changing your username to Official Tech Support Valve. calling yourself Team Fortress 2. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, you have a 16-year account, so they don't give a shit. A terrible plague has broken out in the world of Kenshi. Seemingly human, they create storms of blood and misery wherever they tread. To the Holy Nation citizens, they are feared and described as apparition of Narcos malice. A curse upon the world. To the United Cities peasants, it's a blood-sucking monster wearing the skin of a man. And to the old world, they are known as vampires. All right, that's cool. You did pretty good on that intro text. Credit where credit is due. It looks like you went over it for grammar as well. I always appreciate people who make the effort to write clear and concise English in their games and mod packs, because I've played so many indie games over the last 10 years that's just no one hired an English major. That's one of these things, right? Is that you can get somebody to correct your English text for $10. And they will have a degree in English, so they'll do a pretty good job at it. It's so cheap. And if you are a game developer who's in Czechoslovakia or Bulgaria and you don't speak English, I understand. Why would you speak English? That's a skill that you don't necessarily need in life. But if you want to market your game to English language people, which is most of Steam, I think, it doesn't cost you any real money to get your text translated. We're not talking about thousands of dollars. We're talking about if you did an entire game, you could get the entire text translated for $150, $200. Now you still have to implement that, obviously, but you can get the translation done by a native English speaker. And if you don't want to put money in it, that's fine. But I mean, when I encounter your game and you haven't bothered to get the language updated, I know that you didn't care about that little bit of quality. Vampires will eat stuff like dust witches, dried meat, or gohan when they join your squad instead of blood. Oh, you are unable to have a vampire in your squad eat people or drink blood for nutrition instead. Thus, it is forced. Oh. Well, Thonam, you did fine in that text. Don't worry about it at all. It's clear and concise, and you've spelled everything correctly as far as I can tell. And you've got good punctuation. You even used a semicolon correctly. I mean, that's impressive for me. I don't even know what a semicolon is. Is that the one right next to your other colon? Yeah, I think it is. Features I will add in the future: Vampire Hunter faction. Intend on adding faction that specializes in killing vampires. That's cool. More dialogue for vampires, ghouls. Also Vampire Hunter faction when I add them. Holy Nation citizens will scream in terror at seeing the undead or prey to Akron. That's good. Oh, and guards, right? Yeah, I'll call for the guards. Good. Okay, great. A research tree for unique weapons and armor for both factions. Perhaps a cure as well. The vampire progenitor can be found wandering in one of the many regions of the game. You will need to find him for the future research tree. Hey, here's a question, or perhaps a suggestion. I'm not sure because I don't know how you've implemented it. Are vampires a separate race? Because it sounds like they are. And if they are, what are their bonuses and liabilities? The Greenlanders are good at basically everything, but they have a bonus to farming and laboring, I think. And the Scorchlanders have a bonus to smithing, and the Shek have a bonus to weapons, I think, and strength. What is the equivalent for the vampires? Because I have some ideas about that. Well, basically, I think vampires should have a massive stealth bonus, right? Because that's the whole thing. I don't need steel bars. I want to use these books because having them there is just a chance to have them stolen. But I don't really need any of them. I don't really need to unlock anything with these advanced science books. Well, we'll just leave it be. All right, so we don't need to make grog. So I think the answer is what we're going to do is we're going to make dust switches. And it's almost getting time to start thinking about how we're going to wall this space up. Because the bakery / food center building is going to be right here-ish. If I add an AI package to eat any corpses, it will overrule what the player tells them to do, and they'll run off constantly to do it. Oh, yeah, okay. Can you make it a job? Does that help some way? I don't know. That's just a guess. But if you give people a job to eat a corpse, I don't know if that's possible. Because you can give people a job to dispose of a corpse, for example, and you can turn it on and off. Ah, we have four wheatgrass farms. Have you ever seen the show Hellsing Ultimate? I made ghouls. No, I have not. I've made ghouls sort of like it in that. Essentially, ghouls are people who died due to being fed upon by vampires and resurrected due to the disease that makes someone a vampire. Okay, great. A vampire is someone who is fed upon by a vampire and thus lived becoming one. And lived thus becoming one. That's a good idea. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. I have not seen that show. Like I said, I'm not like a massive vampire lore person. I don't dislike them or anything. Just not necessarily my go-to fantasy sci-fi element, whatever you want to call it. I'm gonna put down some cacti farms. They're amazing. Cactus Farms XL. Okay, I'm just putting down one now because I think I only have enough for one, if that. And a bow mill who's been working this stone pot without complaint. That's your future. Where is Big One? Why aren't you building right now? Oh, you don't know where the cacti is because there's no cacti specific container set up anywhere. Put all these cacti in your inventory. How many of them are you going to put in there? 40. Okay. How many got left? Another 10 or 20? Crafting, farming, cactus farm, XL. There we go. Actually, we should put all the others down, right? So the AI will automatically fill them up eventually. There we go. Fill me up, AI. I beg your pardon. All right, work on that. Where are you? Yeah, okay. Bamil has a farm. It's his job. He is now a farmer again. Ghouls are essentially zombies. I see. The vampire progenitor is the first vampire. Yes, the first vampire. There's a lot of like first vampires in like vampire movies, TV, etc. Right? There's always the guy who's like, yes, he was the one who made us all vampires. He's the father of all vampires, and the mother, and the sister, and the brother, and the cousin. He's also my first cousin. It's weird because we vampires, we're really, really, really just banging each other all the time. I mean, we're vampires, so, what else is there to do? But, I mean, when you have a mortal life, see how many people you bang all the time. All right. So we're going to go sell these swords and get some takeout because everybody's getting kind of hungry. Did you know that sitting on benches in this game uses less hunger? Vampires heal on their own without bandages at a rate of like 6 times faster than humans. Ghouls heal at 4 times. Oh, okay. Vampire progenitor is at 10 times. Just thinking about that, and obviously I don't know tell you what to do, and I haven't played it, so I don't know how it tests. But I feel like zombie-like creatures should be more fragile, or maybe they shouldn't heal, but they should start with higher HP or something like that. Do you know what I'm saying? Rather than recovering. The vampires, though, obviously they should recover, and the progenitor obviously should recover. He should be very hard to kill. You should have like a group of people like yelling, "Maintain a DPS," in order to get the vampire boss. Please, sir, would you? I know it's dark in your place because you don't ever turn the lights on, but would you sell me some food, sir? Thank you, sir. I kind of feel like zombies should not heal, but that's because you think of zombies as like in a state of decay, right? But I don't actually know if that's practical for this game at all, because I do know that the game does some weird tricks to keep AI alive, right? Like the entirety of Kenshi has this, this constant feeder attached to them, that keeps their hunger always at top if they're an NPC. It's funny though because it doesn't. They thought of that. What if everybody starves to death? But they apparently never thought of how do we make sure everybody keeps healing each other? Because as the game goes on, of course, the AI runs out of health kits. And civilizations fall because there's not enough health kits. I feel like that's something no one has been able to fix in Kenshi because it seems like an obvious fix, right? We need a way for gate guards in particular to get access to new medical kits. I feel like that's probably not possible because it's been a problem for so long that people would have definitely fixed it by now. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, the reason I added that, which presumably is ghoul damage, is because heal rates don't matter. At 1x speed, they gain HP pretty slowly. Ever slept in a sleeping bag in the game and healed at x1? Maybe. I mean, I've definitely been in a sleeping bag in the game. That's them all the time. Barely noticeable, but makes them harder to kill. Okay, well, obviously I'll bow to your expertise on the matter because I haven't tested it or tried it or anything like that. So I'm sure you've looked at it. Well, it sounds really interesting. I feel like I've never had the mental fortitude to learn enough about scripting / coding, etc. to make a mod to a game. Though I used to make maps for earlier versions of Civilization. And I used to freehand world maps and then balance out their starts and everything. That was fun back in the day. I want to say I made an elevation map in a mod in a game once that used elevation as its primary map creation component. But that was so long ago. It's like a grayscale. I remember there was like 16 shades of gray to depict the elevation, and so you had to make like a contour map. Not really a mod, obviously. If it isn't, it's like times 15 times 20. It isn't a big deal. You can take an item that appears in their inventory and you can grab that kills them. Oh, okay. Ghouls have 125 HP for all limbs. Okay. Vampires 150, and the vampire progenitor is 200. How does the vampire progenitor compare to some of the game's existing strong characters? So like Tin Fist or somebody like that, or Bugmaster. How do their stats compare? Like, have you made the vampire progenitor more difficult? And also, is the vampire progenitor wandering around alone? Because it feels like they should wander around with a whole bunch of thralls and ghouls and stuff. Though that might make them OP, but it feels like they should have a flock, as it were. Flock's the wrong word, but you know what I'm saying. We gave everybody food. We've sold the swords. We're sitting at 10K. We've made a lot of progress at this base. We're almost self-sustaining. We really got to get the food online. And that reminds me, we decided that we were going to put down an L house or something right here, right? Like here. Ugh. Oh, okay, yes. I have my cake. I eat my cake. It is delicious. All right, there we go. We'll build that. That's going to take a lot of materials. I feel like that has an irrational amount of materials, right? Like, this building is a 16, and this building is a 35, but then the bug house is even smaller, right? No, it's also a 35. The long house is 24. So, okay, that long house, this has the wrong. This should cost more to build. Or the other houses could cost less. Saving the game. Do we even have 35 building material? We do, barely. We do. We have a little bit of excess. This is where the all the croppages are going to be assembled and eaten. I made some lore for him, and his identity is pretty hilarious as well. Okay, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. That sounds funny already, though. But how does he compare to in like a fighting scenario? Like, is he harder to kill than Bugmaster or Tin Fist or anybody else you might try to wipe out? I didn't pair him with Vampires Ghouls mainly because I wanted him to have player dialogue and be recruitable. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's an editorial decision, but that's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay. We're working on this house. I'm impressed with our save in general now. Let me get a good... Welcome to Slice. Right across the top there. I think so. Yesterday I played a whole bunch of... was it yesterday? What day is it? I don't even know anymore. It's Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday I played... I tested him in combat, but he's pretty strong stats. Oh, okay. Well, we're going to have to check out Thonumbolic's vampire mod at some point, someday. We definitely will. I wrote it down, so when I actually write things down, I do eventually do them. So I'll check it out. When when I check it out, I guess you know, I don't know, maybe you'll catch it, maybe you won't. Maybe, I'd say I'd send you a message, but I won't remember to do it. So I'm not gonna make any promises other than I will at some point check it out. I think it's cool that you've made the effort to make a mod for the game. That's cool. Good job. Keep it up. Round it out. Finish. Put the polish on it. Make it real good. Now I'm making it sound weird, but you know what I'm saying. So this actually isn't transitable. It looks like it is, but there's one little bit that you can't cross. But that is needed. Where is it? It's not this. It's not. It's this. They can walk up this slope. So if we're gonna build a wall here, it needs to be like across that, right? Did we finish in a wall text yet? No. In fact, we didn't even pay for the second wall tech because we don't have enough books. You'd be able to fight Tin Fist for a while. Okay. Okay. So he's pretty tough. That sounds, you know, pretty menacing. Alrighty. What time is it? It's 12:45. All right. I am going to take a break, and I will be back. This is going to be a real break, not just an interruption. So I'll be back. Am I going to play the gold box when I come back? It's so difficult, but I did have fun playing it, so I probably should play it. Yeah, I'm going to take a break, and I'll be back. Thanks for your time. Tonambolic, I'm really interested in your mod. I'll check it out. Thank you anybody who stopped by today. Thanks Axel Fire Kirby for following. I totally appreciate it when people follow. Thanks anybody who just lurked in chat. I know who you are. Thanks Stoneham for the follow. I'll catch you guys in a bit. I stream pretty much every day, but hopefully you we'll all be able to catch each other sometime soon.